So remember last week when I was talking about incredible people that I have met that have just been fantastic and have just offered me stuff that I could not believe? Well, let me introduce you to two more folks right now. This is Mike and Kara from Not So Remote Alaska. I'm going to put a link at the bottom in the show notes here, and I'll share the link over on the Facebook page as well. But all this wood right here, Mike milled. And he reached out to me and said, hey, what are you doing with the chicken coop? And offered to bring it on down here himself. Mike, just thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
Just so incredible. Kara,
Totally my pleasure.
Tell everybody a little bit about your channel, what you guys are doing.
We just kind of live in a 330 square foot cabin in the Matsu Valley. Just kind of living life.
Nice.
We kind of show on our channel, we show what we're doing. I don't.
How long have you guys been up in Alaska?
About 13 years,
Holy smokes.
since 2007.
Very cool. And you came via, we were talking earlier, Montana via Washington and then up to Alaska. How big's your property?
We have 5 acres.
Oh, nice. Very cool. That's enough to have fun with and do stuff with, huh?
It was fun.
And animals, I met the pup.
Yeah, so we have 4 dogs.
You have 4 dogs?
Hiding in the truck right now.
Oh, all 4 over here.
Yeah.
No wonder the chickens took off running there. Oh, I don't like that smell. And your first trip down here to the Kenai Peninsula since you've been up here?
Down to Sedona area.
Sedona
We've
area?
been to Seward.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
and stuff, so.
Yeah, I tried to, I've said multiple times that it's so crazy that Alaska's so big that you really don't get out and travel and see everything you want. I mean, there's so much of the state I want to see myself right now, and I'm like, okay, you're either going to travel or you're going to take care of what you got to do at home, and you can't really do both at the same time.
The whole idea of moving to Alaska was for hunting and fishing,
And you've done none of that
I
yet.
figure I haven't done any of that yet.
I know what you mean. I bought a beautiful hunting rifle before I moved back up here, and then when I saw how big the game was, I thought, what is one guy going to do with that much meat?
Yeah.
And now I've got friends that said, my freezer, I'll hold it for you. Well, very cool. Thank you again. I cannot thank you guys enough for this. This is fantastic. And it will go to good use. The chickens will appreciate it, I'm sure, but probably not as much as I will once the chickens are not actually in my front yard anymore. That was it, folks. Check them out. Not So Remote Alaska. Fun channel. Wonderful, wonderful people. I'm going to get busy, and these guys have the rest of their day. They want to do stuff. So thank you guys very much. That's where that measurement came from. Right there. Beautiful. Okay. Perfect. One, two, three, four, five. There's a lot in this video. I did a lot of stuff differently than I've done before, and I recorded a ton of what I was doing here this week. So I want to cut this video off here for two reasons. Number one, I'm going to hang trim, and I'm going to trim out all these boards that you see all the way around, and that'd probably be pretty boring to you. So I'll give you that in the next video. But more importantly, I want to put a red roof on here. I reached out to a couple of people who've been following the channel from day one, kind of give them an idea of what the thing was going to look like, and said, okay, what's your choice for a color of a roof? And I already knew what I wanted, and they both agreed red. So that's what we're going to go with, red, a red roof on here. The problem is that there is no red steel up here right now. I need 8-foot sections. So I ordered it today from SBS. They're going to go ahead and give me a call later on to guarantee the quote on the price today, and I needed 3 sheets. So that'll be shipped up here. It's going to take a week before that gets here, so I won't be able to put the roof on. I will be able to trim it out this week, though, and this weekend I'm taking a 3-day weekend to do some burning and cleaning up and dig the first hole for the sonotubes for the foundation for the cabin. I'm pretty excited about that. I need to dig a hole and find out how far I have to go down to get to gravel, because I've got to make sure that those sonotubes are down in the gravel. Excuse me, Red. I'm talking to the camera right now. So I'm going to walk you around here, and I'm going to show you what I got going on, just to give you a general idea. And you saw the little piece of trim here, this furring strip here that I have, that I was kind of showing you that I'm going to trim this out here on the bottom, which is why all of these are lined up on the same. I'm also going to trim it out on an angle here, but I got to wait to do that piece until after the roof is on and complete, so that I know how much I have to close the gap on. This trim is also going to go between each one of these pieces of wood to seal everything up. And then I'll probably shoot some foam in the corners just to make sure that I've got it good and airtight when it's done. And I'm going to do venting where the rafters come down on the back, and I'm going to do venting where the rafters come up on the front, so that we can keep good air circulation in there for these guys, because it gets pretty overpowering, the smell of ammonia from chicken poop. So let's take a walk around with the cell phone camera, and I'll show you what I got done so far here. Okay, so I am going to put some paver stones on the bottom here and level this entire thing out. It's pretty level now. It leans a little bit that way towards the front, but I'll get some concrete pavers and get that done. All the sides are done and ready for the final trim work on them. This will be the chicken side, inside the pen here where they're going to be, and I'm going to rig a mechanism here for the door to be able to slide up and down. I can't do it on the inside because I have a 2x4 that I've got this one nailed off to. So what I'm going to do is I'll do it so that the door slides on the outside, and I'll put a little metal roof over the top of it to kind of protect it from snow. I've got metal for that. On this side, same thing. Everything's done over here. On the bottom, what I've opted to do is go with one solid look here. Even though half of this is going to open from roughly here forward, I'm going to have the nesting boxes in there, and then from here forward it's going to be a secure piece of wood, but I wanted it to be uniform all the way through so it looks nice. I'm trying to do as nice of a job with this as I possibly can. I'm pretty satisfied all in all with how everything's turning out here. My beams, my rafters all look like they're nice and flush up on top. We'll find out. I'm going to throw OSB on top of there, then some felt, and then the metal roof on top of that. I was not going to originally do the OSB, but I have a sheet of 1/2 inch that I got from Ward over here in the carport, and the price of OSB and wood in general has dropped drastically in Alaska. I mean, it has come down like nobody's business. I love this place. Just picked up the roof for the chicken coop. Finish it this weekend. So, I just opened up my door because the chickens are making all kinds of noise. And I looked off to the side, and I'm pretty much blown away by what I have found. You ready? My chickens are laying eggs. Holy smokes, the chickens are laying eggs. They're little right now. They're not very big eggs, but holy smokes, artichokes. That is so freaking cool. I wonder if they're laying them anywhere else. This is kind of a protected area from the rain and everything. That is awesome. That is so cool. Okay, so this is where I found them yesterday. And I know the culprit now, because as I was hauling everything out of my truck, she was back over here. And there is another one. Look at that. Lovely, lovely ladies. So awesome. So very, very awesome. So, we're going to take a walk in and see how this one compares to the other one. Please excuse the mess. Pretty much always say that when I come into my house, don't I? Back it up here. Okay, so here's what I got yesterday, and here's what I got today. So that is almost a large egg. That is awesome. That is so cool. And I have 7 eggs now. So I had a viewer on one of my community tab posts ask about an update on the potatoes. So I figured I'd go ahead and give you guys that now. So the stalks had grown so tall that some of them fell over, which is okay. I'm okay with that. That's perfectly fine. But as you notice, the leaves are starting to change here now. So the tops are starting to die off. Get those flowers out of there. Because I don't want them to bloom. So I ended up having to throw some more straw over here because I didn't want the spuds in the ground to get exposed. But pretty awesome. Growing fantastically. I am not going to harvest these. I'll back it up even more. I'm not going to harvest these until all the tops die off completely. I want to see if that really makes a difference. Remember, we started with 7 pounds of potatoes. I'm curious to see how many pounds of potatoes we're going to pull out of here. If I pull out 3, I'm going to be like, man, that really is a bummer. And what else can I tell you? I upgraded the chicken feeder. The ladies are now on laying feed, a laying blend. And I got a big feeder for them because actually I'm just tired of filling that thing up 6 times a day. So this one I can fill up and it'll go for a couple of days. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's about it.